Hi Madina, here we are again with another episode of our podcast. Some days have has passed since the last time, and so we have some things to talk about. And so, where you would like to start this conversation?
Hi again. I would like to start this conversation from the amazing amount of sanctions to the Russia. I mean, it's so amazing that Russia actually has nothing. All international companies are closed. Even the foreign officers and the people who came to work, they're leaving back to their hometowns. And actually, Russia is going to be corrupt in the some days.
I
And a
see.
lot of people Russian they go back to the another countries or they come to Kazakhstan to Almaty because it's much safer here. So yeah, I'm actually amazed. What
Indeed.
you know in Italy about that?
Actually, we just know that people are withdrawing a lot of money from ATMs, and yeah, that some of them are protesting, but yeah, not really much more than that, to be honest. So,
Yeah, we have heard that the hacker group Anonymous.
yeah, yeah,
They actually started to war against the Russia.
yeah,
Yeah, and then now they're posting the secret information of the Russian government in the Twitter and in the other social media resources, and it have like the free connect for every people around the world, and a lot of people in Russia they're really afraid that their personal information will be available for another people, and that's really scary because there's a big disinformation, a big fake news against the people. They don't know uh, who they need to trust, what is true, what is the false. And that's why a lot of people are scared what's happening, especially in Kazakhstan too.
So I just learned that this anonymous group actually shared an information that it appears that Putin decided to attack Ukraine on the middle of January, and not as an escalation. As you know, we were seeing the video in which he was recognizing the two breakaway republics, but it appears that it was already everything decided on the middle of January, the 18th, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so speculations that we made last time probably were right, since he was talking with Macron and other European leaders to prevent the war, but he already got everything ready. Of course, the military stuff that was going on in Belarus, and apparently, yeah, it was all ready and prepared. That's what I'm listening to. And also, I actually heard like a few minutes ago that the ceasefire has been broken. Russian foreign minister had an interview because there was a partnership with Kyrgyzstan, and had an interview that said that no one show off in in the humanitarian corridors they were setting up. No one showed, and so they just decided to shell again. I mean, I don't even understand how people can believe that no one no one showed up, but apparently this is what he said. What do you think about it?
That's really scary because I have seen some video fragments of the Zelensky in the European Parliament when he was presenting himself and talking about the situation in Ukraine. And I was really shocked because all of these ministers and all of the diplomats, they just stand up and started to clap into Zelensky. Yeah, and that's cool. But when it comes to Lavrov, just like 130 diplomats, they just quit the room. This
I
was
think
really disrespectful, but yeah, that's what it is. I think it's right.
yeah. But I think also, okay, we are not doing any body shaming here. So, but I mean, their appearance is quite different, and also, one appears to be the aggressor, and the other one appears to be, the one who is fighting for
Neighbor.
his own people, and he's hiding, and they're having people that want to kill him, to install a puppet government, or at least, okay, let's be a little bit more impartial, a government that would suit the Russian needs and goals in that region. So yeah, the perspective is quite different, and I think, speaking with the Western world and the Western countries, of course, Zelensky has an impact, and I think that he made quite an impact, and many people, observers, were surprised in seeing, a former comedian behaving that well in compacting his people, and acting really bravely.
Yeah, that was shocked because I remember like 3 years ago or 2 years ago when Zelensky was becoming president, and everyone was judging him because he was a former showman, and everybody
Yeah.
said that he's a clone, he's not going to be a good president. And now he showed himself like a real leader who can stand for their country and for the nation. And I don't know, it's just surprising. I'm so proud for the Ukrainian that they have president like that. That's a real big
Yeah,
achievement.
I agree.
And
I
also
quite
I have seen the sorry. I have seen the some speech of the Zelensky like 2 days ago, and he was talking to Putin. He was inviting him to the peace negotiation, and he was so tired. I mean, it seems like he didn't sleep the whole time when the war has started. And he was saying to Putin, like, I'm your friend, I'm your neighbor. Are you afraid of me? I'm a normal man. Come to me. Let's talk. Like,
yeah,
what are you doing?
I'm not biting. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that was quite something. Also because I think like Putin is when he has meetings with foreign ministers, or even his own I don't know, ministries or spies or whatever, whenever he is having these kind of meetings, then you can see, and actually camera shows that there's this huge table, okay, this huge white table, and
Yes.
he's seated on one side, and all other people is like 5 meters, but they are sitting together, and he's like 5 meters away, which I really don't know why. I mean, also in propaganda, I don't think that is useful, because people would think that you are, I don't know, I'm not saying afraid, but that is something happening to you. I don't know, maybe your health, or that you are worried because, I don't know, you are worried about something, because it's, I mean, not even kings did that, I think. So I'm quite surprised.
Yeah, and actually, I'm a little bit confused about the Russian diplomacy, about how it works, because usually in the Europe, in the western side of the earth, they use like the soft diplomacy, and they know how to talk, how to negotiate, and use the soft power. But I never saw it in Russia, because Russian diplomacy is something very hard, and they just have no diplomacy.
Yeah,
They just say straight word what they thinking about.
agree. Agree. And what do you think about the economic sanctions?
I have heard some theory. Maybe you have seen or you have heard some jokes about the Russia, the West countries put the huge packets of sanctions to the Russia, and Russia put packets to packets and put it to the table. Have you heard about it?
No, no, never.
It's kind of a Russian joke because in the post-Soviet countries, if we have a packages from the supermarket, from the shops, we just put packages to packages and put it to the table or to the chair, I don't know, somewhere to save it, just to use it
This is
again. And it's kind of joke like that. But I have heard one man who say that maybe his theory is real true because Russia will not start a war knowing that they will economically crap. They probably have a plan how to save themselves, and maybe they have some national banks that can just, I don't know, save their money and will have them to survive or just to save their ruble. Because the ruble actually going down because how we said before, the all international companies, they just stopped working with the Russian government, the Russia and the Russian companies. So yeah, I think they have a plan B because actually
must be.
Putin will not start a war without having a plan B.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
something very
Yeah,
stupid. He's not a teenager.
I think so. I think so. Think exactly the same because he started a war knowing that, you know, the Americans or the Europeans or whatever whoever he's thinking his enemies are, they had a reaction, and now it happened. So I don't think that Putin is he can be bad, but he's not stupid for sure. And so he's really smart, and yeah, he must have something in his mind to be ready and prepared at least if should something happen. Now they just a few minutes ago he said that if no-fly zone is imposed on Ukraine, that would mean war. And if they are going to have more sanctions, economic sanctions, that would mean war. And so this is going in a direction that is quite dangerous, not only for Ukraine, but for everybody, I think. And that is quite scary, to be honest.
I'm not really scared about that because I don't know if you've seen or not, like the Russian soldiers is actually 20 years old boys and 90 years old boys who didn't want to war. I mean, even if they came to Ukraine, only 15% of them just do something. Other soldiers, they just do nothing and they were just like, sorry, I want to go home, please. Let me go. I want to see my mother. There's not a real soldiers. They just boys who are really scared of the government.
Yeah, but there's something called nuclear weapons.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
I don't
that's
know
the
if that may
argument.
influence your opinion, but just in case.
Yeah, I forget about it. Nuclear bomb is like the something, I don't know. Maybe you heard that the First World War was with the guns, the Second World War was with the tanks, and if the Third World War will with a nuclear bomb in the Fourth World War, people will use bricks or rocks.
Yeah, sure, because nothing would be. Yeah, that's quite cool. That's quite cool. I'm sorry that your connection is going and coming back, but yeah, we will try to. I think everything, yeah, everything you said was understandable. So yeah, we can go.
Okay, I'm sure. Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, me too. And yeah, what about the country that you are living in? You having any economic hardship at the moment, or
So we started to have some economic hardship because when the ruble gets down, so it's reflect to the our tenge, and the dollar is getting more higher for us. I mean, if weeks before we can buy $1 for 30 400 tenge maybe, or 450 tenge. Now it's like 500, and it's really high price. I mean, it's rising.
500
And I know that government did it for $1.
Yeah, it's quite a difference between before and today. But I have a question. I'm sorry for my ignorance. But is your Tengi like paired with Russian ruble or not?
Actually, our tenge is depending on the ruble. I'm
Is
very
it
bad at economic, I should say first. I'm very
okay?
bad at it, but I can say that it's connected with the ruble.
For sure, you are better than me. So you are really doing great in this conversation. So yeah, I mean, I remember when I studied Argentina, when the first crisis happened, economic default. There was a big trouble because they were paired with the peso was paired with the dollar, and so it became more and more difficult for Argentinian peso having economic difficulties to keep that rate, and so yeah, that caused many issues, and so that's why I asked you if it is like fixed or it can fluctuate your.
Yeah, I can send you one funny things because like some days before, we just heard some news that the Great Britain gonna give sanctions to the Kazakhstan, and we was just like, what we have did? We just did nothing. And then we understand that this sanction was not directly to the Kazakhstan, to the country, but it was to the some kleptocrats from the Kazakhstan.
I see.
Who were connected to the Putin. Yeah. And I really hope that it will not touch Kazakhstan anyways, because just to be sure, that the Kazakhstan economics is not so brilliant, and we have to fix a lot of things in the future. But if now we will have a crisis because of the Russia, that will be real kaput.
Kaput. Okay. I mean, yeah, I'm laughing, but there's nothing to laugh. So sorry. But yeah, I mean, this is having really a lot of repercussions on many people. I actually thought that maybe the Anonymous or other cybernetic groups could, I don't know, stop or at least scare, because I think that would be something, but apparently they don't care much. I don't know. I'm not rooting for some illegal organizations, of course, but I don't know. I have this picture in my mind in which they are about to push the nuclear button, and Anonymous like prevent it. I don't know. Like I don't know. I don't know if that is even possible. So, but yeah, that was. But yeah, so
And
I don't
I
think that's
think
realistic.
I think nobody will let Putin to push that button. I mean, it's really scary. Just just we can do the forecast of what can happen. For example, Putin pushed that button, the nuclear bombs to the Ukraine, or I don't know, to the another country, maybe to Kazakhstan, who knows. And when it happened, like, what's gonna be the world reaction? Because if he pushes the nuclear button, it means like the Third World War will start, and the other countries will do their military things in the territory of Russia, and it's gonna be like a real big war and a real big crisis. And actually, I think like the population of the people will be cut like in the half, because
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, the function of the nuclear weapons has been historically not the power to use them, but the power to prevent others to do something, or to convince or force some states or some countries or some governments to act as we pleased, okay, or Russia or the United States. So it has never actually been a point of discussion in what would happen should the first bomb be dropped, you know. So it has been a different, totally different point of view until now. Now people are speculating about this, but I still I still don't believe that anything would be used. But at the same time, I didn't believe that Russia would attack Ukraine on such a full-scale invasion. So yeah, I really don't know. All it seems that a lot of theories are breaking themselves at the moment with this war. So really,
Yeah.
I really don't know. What do you think?
I should say something about the Ukraine. Yeah. I mean, I know some Ukrainian channel of two girls, and they do like their YouTube blog about the beauty, about the meditation, and all the girl things. And I really like their channel because they was talking about the business and the other stuff like that. And like some days before, no, like some days ago, they posted video about the Ukraine because they are from the Ukraine, and they posted the video what they're doing now, and they said about what happened in there. I mean, even Ukrainian nations become so connected to each other. They're really ready to protect their country. Even the homeless men, they just put the bottles to make the Molotov cocktail.
Yeah.
Even if they had nothing, they try to protect their country, you know that? And the grand people, I mean, the elder people, uh, they came to the roads and they hold each other just not to let tanks to go to their cities.
I didn't know that. That's quite some information.
Yeah, and that girl said the message to the Russian soldiers and to the Russian country that you shouldn't come to Ukraine because we're so ready to protect our country that nobody will come and nobody will take us.
Yeah, that's
Otherwise, you will just damage themselves and
yeah, but we don't have to forget that what Russia said, you know, to justify this invasion was that they wanted to free the people from their government, like neo-Nazi government, and they want to free the population. So that's what they really said. So if they are having such a resistance, yeah, now it's kind of difficult because you don't want to say, okay, I'm going back, because you would appear as a fool, right? But at the same time, this is the situation. I mean, many also Russian speaking people are protecting Ukraine, meaning that it is not a racist country. It is not a country in which, you know, the Ukrainian speakers are treated better than the Russian speakers. So that was a natural show off. And so I still don't believe that Russia is saying that they are in Ukraine to free their own people. And also, I don't know if you got this, but there was like after 3 days that the invasion started, on Russian media, they published an article in which Putin was already declaring that now the situation was better, that they got Ukraine back to the sphere of influence, and that was official. Then they deleted it because they haven't won the war yet. But there was one of the main Russian newspapers, not an independent one. I mean, was one of the regime's newspapers. So, but yeah. So
yeah. I mean, you know about this, like they're gonna free Ukraine or something like that. Some people in Russia really believe in that because
for
they're watching like the Russia TV shows and Russia news, and they all saying that they have a special operation in the Ukraine to free the people from the neo-Nazism and Really, lots of people who believe in that.
Yeah, but you should, start to think why it is taking this long and why you are now bombing houses. But yeah, probably they are not showing that. But I mean, I can understand that they wanted to protect, Luhansk and Donetsk republics. I can understand that. I can understand they want to, have Crimea internationally recognized, but stop there. I mean, just stop. I mean, you got what you wanted. I really don't understand why all this full-scale invasion. Also, people from Moldova now they are afraid because they were they were a former Soviet republic, Moldova, and they have a breakaway republic that is called Transnistria in English. At least I don't remember the Russian name, Priednostova Respublika, I think. But yeah, I don't want to say wrong things. And so they are quite nervous now because they say we have basically the same situation as in Ukraine, where one government is more likely to to join the EU, the next one is more likely not, and so they have this breakaway republic. So they really are similar, and so they are really afraid they are not in NATO, and so yeah, I mean, I don't think that what I'm about to say is important, and that it is needed. But I really want to say that I have absolutely nothing against Russia. I have absolutely nothing against the Russian people, because here sometimes, you know, some really bad things are happening. They are discussing if there was in Italy there was peace no sorry literature event in which there were like a university course on Dostoevsky, and they asked to cancel it, which is absolutely absurd in my opinion, because it's culture, it's history, is arts, is. But now it seems that really what Putin said about Russophobia, now it's starting now, not before. But now you have to declare, if you're Russian, you have to declare, to be outspoken, that you don't supporting the war, and I don't think that that is right, to be honest. So I mean, if I'm an artist, I'm not a politician. I mean, I probably I don't even care. Could be it's not the best thing to do, but could be that I don't really care. That is not my field. I didn't study that, so why should I, take position again against my country and my government? So, but yeah, I really felt that I needed to say this because yeah, I really have nothing. I always been fascinated by Russia and Russian culture. So yeah, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I also have heard some story from the Germany university, from university in German. Like the one teacher, he said like the names of some Russian students, like the 7 Russian students in the lecture, and asked him to quit the lecture because they are Russian.
Yeah.
But after that, this teacher says sorry to them. I mean, some people do these things like that against Russia, as you say, the russophobia, but I think the government will not let it, especially in the Europe. I heard that some people a lot of people understand that it's not that the regular Russians are not guilty. It's only the government. And I really feel so sorry for the Russian people because they don't even have the ability to get a visa for another countries, because in other countries they just close the visa regime to the Russians.
Mm-hmm.
And they just needed to stay in the country. And now even the men can't quit the country. The government will not let them. If the war will happen, the men should be stay in the country. Only the woman and the child can leave it.
Yeah. Once again, this is not looking quite good. But yeah, let's see what will happen today and tomorrow, and let's see what the situation will be like. So
Yeah, I really hope that Kazakhstan will not take a part in it because we already have some meetings. So yeah, in the January, and we still
yeah,
have to fix our economics after that. And now all of this war, and we'll just like really why why us?
yeah, I can understand perfectly. Why just?
This
But yeah.
connection is good.
So now better. So since we have these connection troubles, I would like to thank you for this conversation, and I think in next time we could speak about what happened also in your country and in your city in January, if you want to have this little talk, and then we will see what is happening in Russia and in Ukraine, what the situation will be like, if you like.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay, so it was a great pleasure talking to you again, Madina, and see you next time then.
See ya. Thank you.
Bye, bye, bye.